Hello, hello. Welcome to Between Frets, a space where female musicians meet and discuss all things music. I'm your host, Genny Jam, and today we're doing something really brand new for this podcast. We have decided to go with video, do a video intro and a video podcast. I invited two of my bandmates from my band, Pebble to Pearl, Nikki T, background vocalist, and Dari J, who is the lead vocalist and the band leader. The great thing about Dari J is that she books all the bands. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the state of musicians in this time of quarantine. So we get to the bookings, how much money we lost, the stimulus package. We even talk about our kids because they're going through remote learning, which is crazy. But as far as quarantine, I think it's been about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe, for the nation. I'm not even sure, but, we hope that everybody is staying safe. And, remember just social distancing, washing your hands. Just please be careful. Check on your loved ones. Check on your parents. Check on your, just your family. Because this is an important time. But really, don't forget, with the podcast, the video podcast, you can see it on our YouTube page. Now, if you go onto YouTube and search Fret Sisters, you'll pull up all our podcasts and you'll be able to see this video. But you can also hear this still on your regular digital outlets, wherever you get your podcasts. So just remember, we'll be actually doing more of these. In the near future. We have a couple of video podcasts scheduled, so it's going to be a new thing. So bear with us. We're trying to give you the best, and we care about you. And again, please stay safe, family. Okay, so next up, we will be talking to Dari J and Nikki T of Pebble to Pearl, along with Genny Jam. So let's go. Peace and love.
Slapping it and popping it and spanking on the bass. Time has you rushing, time has got you lazy. It's got you patient but procrastinating now. But I'm not that girl. Time has you pushing, time has got you lazy. It's got you thinking now you're sit here waiting now. But I'm not that girl. I'm calling your bluff. It's getting too rough. At least we have that good ass love. I'm picking our brain, but it isn't the same. We learn to pass on the two extremes. I'm packing my things and I'm burning the shame. We break the promise once we made in vain. You wash it well, go around and now you're sitting still. Swallow your pride and say goodbye.
And we are back. I am your host, Genny Jam, and we are trying something new today for our podcast, Between Frets. And what I do is, as you see in the screen here, I have two of the hottest vocalists in the DC area. Plus, they are my bandmates, Pebble to Pearl. We have Dari J, red hair Dari J. Say hey.
What's up? What's up?
And we have Nikki T. Okay, we're both. I'm in Silver Spring, and Nikki T's in Gaithersburg. We have Dari J in Virginia, right? Leesburg? No, Sterling. Yeah. So we're here in quarantine right now, and I just thought it would be a great time to get all of us together. Yeah, quarantine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And talk about just us as musicians, our band Pebble to Pearl, get to know Nikki T and Dari J, And yeah, it's just going to be kind of like a raw discussion. So, anyways, so how you guys doing?
Oh, I'm alive. Alive and not sick. So it's a blessing, right?
Yeah.
But otherwise doing okay. I miss you guys. I miss playing out. I'm going stir crazy, stuck in this house all the time, but it's better than being sick, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of stuck in the house before we got stuck in the house. Because like a lot of people, I got laid off. Before, but I got laid off before things got really bad. So but it was here at the time, but it wasn't bad. So I just kind of been hanging around the house trying to do projects around the house. I've been organizing my room, things just
Yeah.
little odd things like that. But I don't know. It's caused a lot of anxiety in my house. My mom's anxious. I'm anxious. My dad, I think he's anxious too. But the way he deals with it is like consuming information all day long. All he does is just watch television about coronavirus and this and that and the other. Where my mom and I, we need a break.
Yeah.
And the other day we went for a walk. And it just totally changed the whole mood in the house. We went about a mile and a half. And we said, okay, we have to do this more because the mood in the house was just getting down.
Yeah. I feel you.
It's weird. I mean, it's like that here too. I mean, my father is I call immune compromised with diabetes, and so I'm always like, don't go out, don't do anything. You're the one who's going to get sick. If any of us get sick, you're the one who's going to get sick the most. And what is he doing? Door dashing, Grubhubbing, Uber Eats thing. He's like, this is. It's an opportunity for him to, get in some extra cash or whatever, because, they threw out all these jobs and stuff. And I'm like, Dad, you're the one who should not be doing it. But, but that's what he's doing. And me and Sean and the kid, we're like, we got to get out of this house. So we do walks all the time, take the dogs out for walks. And if there are other people on the road or street, we wave to them from across the street. And as much as I hate the social distancing because I'm a social person. And so, it's hard for me to not be in contact with people. Even like our neighbors across the street, we'll talk and we'll wave from a distance and stuff. And I don't want to lose that humanity. I don't want to lose, not being able to be social with people. And like, even at the grocery store, the fear that is amongst people when it's like they don't even want to say hello to you because they're afraid Corona is going to pop out of their mouth as soon as you say hi. And so, I mean, it's a real hard thing to deal with. I can only imagine once the bars and everything just start opening up again. I think there are going to be a lot of maybe the millennials or some of the other, people who are invincible or think they are. They'll be out there drinking and partying and getting together. But I think it's going to leave like a lasting effect on people just getting close and enjoying each other in that same way again. I think there's going to be an underlying fear in there. But I also think that the gigs are going to skyrocket.
You think so?
Because everybody's going to want to be out. As soon as the, shelter in place type thing is lifted, I think all the restaurants are going to open up, and whoever was door dashing and Grubhubbing and Instacarting or whatever, there's going to be no business there because everyone's going to want to eat out. Everyone's going to want gigs. I think there's going to be an opportunity for, the bands and the musicians and the entertainment business to really get out there as soon as everything starts to open up again. So while it's a good thing for us, maybe monetarily, there's the fear that maybe it'll cause a rapid spread again because everybody's going to, be in one place and start that all over again. So I don't know.
It's very weird. It's very weird because I feel the same way. I feel like I don't really want to lose the hugging or, or being a musician and playing out to crowds again. Like, will that happen again? And you're right. I mean, I go walk around here. Like here, they shut down everything like in the apartment complex. So, I mean, you can't even get near the front desk, that kind of thing. And they're always like, looking at me or something, kind of like weird. And I'm just like, everybody's afraid, and I get it. But like, it's a nice day out right now, and there's like people hanging out on the streets. So I'm like, okay, well, you can't really stop anybody from going outside, but I can tell people want to definitely get out there.
Yeah. We need that vitamin D.
Yeah, definitely.
Sunlight.
Definitely. I mean, when we went for our walk, when we went for our walk, I had a headache, I had a scratchy throat, I was just down. Just that little mile totally cured it. Everybody came back and nobody had sore throats anymore, and my headache was gone, and it was just a mess. But I agree with you, Dari. I think that there'll be a portion of the population who will be itching and raring to go when everything opens up, but I think there'll be another portion of the population that'll be hesitant before they feel comfortable again. Because in all honesty, I would be one of the hesitant people if I didn't have to go out. Because I'd be anxious. I'd be anxious for real. And if gigs started back up, boy, y'all gonna be looking at me
Nikki's
crazy.
Gonna be in the back, in the very back.
I sure will.
Like, don't let that person come up on the stage, y'all.
I'll be the opposite, man. I'll be like, come touch me.
I know, but I told my mom the other day. I told my mom, I said, boy, when gigs start back, when I see everybody in the band, I'm gonna be hugging and kissing and loving up on everybody because I said, I should tell
unless we sneeze.
Okay, yeah, no sneezing, no coughing. But I told her, I said I should I should just be more vocal with people about how much I care about them and tell them I love them more. And because I love you guys, I love the band, I love my family, I should do that more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You take it for granted. You really don't realize how much you enjoy the presence and the company of people until you just can't have it anymore. We are all in jail right now.
Yeah.
And we're home jail. And luckily we have things like Skype and, other operatives, Zoom, and, all those other opportunities to be able to at least just see your face. And hopefully maybe people will get off their phones and stop texting as much, and we'll get back to phone calls and actually talking to people at dinner and, all that other stuff, rather than just sitting on your phone all day texting and thinking about what's the next thing you're going to post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. I've noticed a rise in TikTok, by the way. Like a lot of people are using, like I'm seeing it all over my timeline now, where I didn't really see
one.
Yeah.
Until the Corona came. And now I'm like, hold on, what can I do? Oh, I know, let's make a TikTok.
I know. It's just like, a lot of people are using it. Because I saw it a lot from like more the younger generation, using TikTok. But now I'm like seeing everybody on it. So it's going to be like another, Instagram, another Facebook, like older people are going to be using it. So let's talk about the state of the art of music, because we're on a band and we had all these gigs, right? We were counting on that money. And so
I'm trying to figure out how this stimulus package is supposed to help me with these gigs. I'm like, what type of loss of wages or partial unemployment can I claim? Because I looked at our gigs yesterday, actually, when I was trying to look at the stimulus package. I looked at our gigs and what we lost. And right now, just with canceling up through, which for the most part, all of the agents or whoever who has called us has canceled through April. And we're not, is it April yet? We're not even in April. So
not quite.
Through April, we're canceled. And May is kind of up in the air. They're all kind of like, well, if the restaurants and the bars and the casinos and, everything opens back up, we can start booking then. Right now they're sending me bookings for like June. So they're not even doing the Mays, but they haven't canceled the Mays. I think we have a winery gig that might have canceled at the beginning of May already. But looking at it monetarily, we've lost it. We will have lost $6,000 as a band.
Really?
That's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
$6,000 as a band, we're out $6,000. So that's a lot of money.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask about, because the stimulus package, somebody forwarded me a thing that said about gig workers. And I know, Nikki, you do a lot of the gig work.
Yeah, Dari does too.
Yeah, and Dari
Yeah.
does too. And they actually are providing, they say, okay, I might be wrong, but I have the screenshot that says they're providing like 600 or 500 a
Yeah,
week.
600 a week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
600 a
that. I
week.
mean, I
But
don't know if that's something that, Nikki, because in
yeah,
your
I
case, you were
started
in
to look in.
unemployment, you know?
Right. We have to file for that unemployment, and you have to have that proof. So I was talking to Sean today about it, trying to figure out what type of proof do I have? Do I have all the emails and the text messages where they originally booked our gigs? And then do I have emails and text messages where they said they canceled? Some of them you don't. Some of them we don't, because the restaurants are just closed.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there's
Mhm.
and so the bars are just closed. They closed the casino, but I think I got a formal closure on one of those, saying, well, since Horseshoe's closed, you're not going to be playing that. But all the rest of them, it's just, hey, the news said the casinos are closed, so therefore we don't have our gig. So I don't know that I
Right.
have proof of everything to show that we're going to lose those wages, but I can definitely look into it and see, because according to what I read, it looks like we should be able to claim some sort of partial loss in there somewhere.
Yeah, because I figured too, we're 1099 as far as like if I didn't have a job, right? And I was
Yeah,
depending on Pebble to Pearl money. I'm
right.
actually getting taxed for that money. So you think of it as a musician, right now musicians are suffering right now, but a lot of them are getting paid under the table. But if you're legit, could you claim for the stimulus package or be part of that? Because I feel like that stimulus package, by just even reading about that $600 a week, or even unemployment insurance, like they're really going to be providing for people self-employed. That's what it's called.
Right.
Self-employed
Right.
people. They're really helping those people out too. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out how the stimulus would, maybe, I'm still not sure how it would help me additionally, because I'm in Maryland, and I know Maryland every state does it differently, their unemployment, and a lot of restrictions have been lifted, like for states that had a waiting period that has been waived. Maryland never had a waiting period. So the day after you get laid off, you can immediately file, which is basically what I did. I filed a couple days after, but you can only get the max, and it's based off of your your total
Tax.
income for your tax for the year. I'm already getting the max here in Maryland, which is only enough to pay for here and there. Now, I mean, the max I'm already getting. So, and then my sister sent me something, and she was like, "Oh, you should get some extra." And I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I just couldn't figure it out. The whole thing was confusing to me.
Yeah. I mean, because then you could probably get something from the stimulus package, because you are working under Pebble to Pearl, right?
That's true, but I don't know how it affects me already getting the max I'm allowed for right now. I don't know if that has been lifted or what it is they're doing. It seems like I hear something new every day, and I'm not sure how it applies to me specifically, and I have a hard time telling if it's federal mandated or if it goes by state. I've just had a really hard time. I can say this though. They have, at least here in Maryland, and again, I don't know if this is a federal mandate or just the state of Maryland, but in Maryland, there were a lot of things that I had to comply with in order to stay eligible for the benefits. And right now, starting last week, the end of last week, for the next 10 weeks, which I counted on the calendar, will end on June 6th. I do not have to search for a job. Before, I had to make 3 contacts every week, and I had to keep a track of those in case, at least for a year, in case they came to me and wanted to audit it. But
It'd be a little hard to look for a job right now.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I still look because I figure when things get back up and running, maybe if I'm in the queue first, somebody will call me. I mean, I
True,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work, but yeah, they've lifted those requirements. And also in the state of Maryland, you had to each county had their own, they call it workforce exchange, where you had to go and take classes and do all this stuff. These were requirements. All of that's gone away. So I happened to get my mandatory class in like 2 days before the governor shut down everything in Maryland. So I don't have to worry about it. But when I was looking at the unemployment site a couple of days ago, they said that once it's lifted, once the state of emergency is lifted, everyone's going to have to go back and comply with all this stuff. And I thought, oh, that's going to be a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something we have to look into and to really research it. I
Yeah.
know, because like Jenny and some of the other band members, we had 9 to 5s and we're able to work from home, and so we may not qualify because we're still making money, even though that gig money did still help us supplement, and what we need to do to take care of our kids or our household or whatever. We still needed that money, but it may be like Nikki said, we're already reaching a minimum of what we would be able to get, and so we may not qualify. So it is something that we're going to have to look into.
Yeah.
It's a mess. Whole
So
thing's a mess.
it's kind of good to hear that, Dari, you said that Pebble to Pearl is, at least you're still getting phone calls that people are still booking us, which is kind of like, okay, so at least people are still thinking about us,
Somebody cares. Somebody cares.
I know, which is honestly why I'm trying so hard to figure out what we can do to give our fans something. Whether it's I just got a message that my brother in music, Biscuit, is doing another Instagram live, and I watched him yesterday, and his band has gotten together, and you really only see him for the most part on Instagram, but they found some remote building or whatever, and they've put up plastic to separate rooms or whatever, and they actually are doing live shows, and each one of them are kind of doing a live video or posting from their own phone, but you can hear the band playing, and they're all kind of separated. They're doing the whole 6 feet rule, and yesterday he played with a mask on, and
That's cool,
funny,
though.
It's a cool idea. It is a cool idea, and I'm thinking, okay, well, can we do an online show? Can we think of, that's why I'm trying to look at things online to see what kind of online shows that maybe we can figure out something to do to give, and it would not necessarily charge for it, but at least give people something to, don't forget us. Don't forget
Right.
Pearl, and give
Yeah.
them something to hold on to and to look forward to when they can see us live, whether it's an acoustic show or whether it's a full band show. Give them something, and it'll keep our chops up at the same time too.
That's true.
Even if we can convince Nikki to come out of quarantine, and we can post up in my basement and everybody get a room. I got 6 rooms. We could do it. We could all come in, put Panda in one room, put me in the vocal room back there, put another person over there in the other room, and good acoustics in the back 2 rooms. And we can all string it into the mixer and run something live with GoPros on, bounce back and forth. I mean, it can kind of be a cool idea. So we could think of something. I'm sure we can. And I know a lot of other musicians and bands and entertainment acts are out there trying to figure out what they can do to give the audience back something and to keep everybody, from having that cabin fever and having some sense of normalcy, with all of this going on. And so I'm trying to figure it out too. And it is a good moment to start recording and getting our original stuff back out and bouncing around ideas and stuff like that too, being that we're all stuck inside, might as well do something with it. But yeah, I mean, like you said, the agents right now haven't forgot about us, as they are canceling and rescheduling gigs. They're scheduling gigs for further out. So I mean, we're seeing June, July, August right now, which I think the booking agents are confident that everything will open up by June. I don't know. I don't know how things are going. Obviously, it's going to be a state by state thing. Our Virginia is the Wild West here. So they'll probably open up first. Who knows? They'll be like, everybody go free. And so, maybe, but Maryland will probably be the last. He's hardcore, the governor. And so,
Governor, oh God, I can't even think of his name right now. Thank you. Hogan, he was serious, boy. He was one of the first ones. He jumped in quick.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know the schools are all closed, and Legend has to finish out her school year here with me with a ruler. I am her teacher.
And I'm the same way now. We're starting on Monday, and I told Jason, my son Jason, I said that he's going to have to get up early. I'm going to cook him breakfast, and we're going to check this thing. Like, I think the first 2 days, have there's the online training kind of thing, the tutorials, but he's also going to his dad's that next week. So but like I said, when I have you here, you're getting up early, I'm cooking you breakfast, and you're going to do your homework. He got so mad at me, but I was like, I ain't budging.
That's right. I mean, I'm lucky that my kid's only in kindergarten, because she's not going to miss out too much. I don't think it's going to really stunt her education too badly, but she's good with schedules. I made her a schedule, and she still gets up the same time she would have when she was in school. We get up the same time, we shower, we brush our teeth, and we go through our whole entire schedule as you would normally do at school. And, I'm lucky enough that her school is communicable enough with us to tell us how their normal schedule goes and what they do throughout the day. So I'm able to emulate that here and say, okay, well, this time you're going to do this, and you're going to do stations, and you're going to go out for recess, and, we'll go for a walk or walk the dog or play ball outside, or, something like that. And so I can emulate what she does on her normal school day. And she seems to thrive in that schedule. So I got lucky. But I know right now it's like going into spring break. So she's probably upstairs partying.
Yeah. So real quick about Pebble to Pearl, we're a 6-piece band, right? We're 6-piece. We got drums, bass, keys, 2 vocalists, guitar, Araya
Keyboards.
Oh, keyboards, yeah, boards. So Araya on keys, we got Dees on bass, Panda on drums, and then me on guitar, Genny Jam, Dari J on lead vocal, and Nikki T on background vocals and lead vocal.
On occasion, yes. And don't forget the cowbell.
And the cowbell.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
And the cowbell.
The cowbell right there.
So, and then also we have the acoustic trio, which is the 3 of us. Mm-hmm. So I know you've been looking up certain things to, kind of ideas of live, maybe not live streaming, because we already know live streaming might be out of the question separately, unless we all get together in one spot, to be able to do a live stream, together safely, or record ourselves separately and just do like a video like that. But I know you're looking at something right now. What is that thing called again? I didn't even know I was signed up to it.
This is Jam Kazam.
Oh yeah.
Jam Kazam.
Apparently, you can do live at the same time at different places, but we each have to pull up this application, and I think we all plug into it through our interface. If we have an interface, we all plug into that, and it all goes into one server. And so then we put our headphones on, and we can all hear ourselves. We pop the video on through the app, and we all hear ourselves in real time, and it records directly into the server.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm still researching and trying to figure out how to test the gear and how to get my interface to sync up with it. Still working on that. Maybe I'll try it out with you and Dees, because you guys have accepted the invitation to join it so far. And Nikki, I can get you an interface. I can FedEx it to you because I know you're in quarantine.
I could use a drive. You can leave it on your porch. I'll just swoop by and swoop back out. Wave from a distance.
But, you only need like a one input interface, so Jenny, you would need one to just plug in your guitar. And Nikki, I have a couple just one input ones that you can just plug in for that.
I don't mind buying anything too if it's necessary. I don't mind. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's interesting. I know I've seen a few other bands either do Zoom as well as Facebook Messenger, but there's some latency in there, and and some lag, and then the vocals won't match up to the guitar playing or something like that,
Right.
and there's other things like Twitch where you can record one piece and then do a duet and send it over to someone else, and they sing over the other person who just recorded, and it's sort of real time. One of them is real time while the other one is recorded. So there are other little things that are out there, but I miss you all. And so I would really
Girl,
for
I'm just
all of
looking
us.
at y'all. I'm looking at y'all. I'm like, y'all are so beautiful.
you look beautiful. You guys are beautiful.
You.
I know.
And
We
so,
got to do this more often.
yeah. And
I mean, not like
I have to.
the. I won't record it all the time, but we can do Zoom too.
That's true.
I'll
That's
just
true.
I'll just
I
be
have
upstairs
to.
cooking. I miss y'all. I'm cooking. What y'all doing?
You know what? I was watching a YouTube video just yesterday, and the guy was talking about the coronavirus and this and that. And he said, a lot of relationships is just being and living in the space. So he was suggesting pull up somebody on Zoom and just cook in the kitchen, but you can see them. And that's another way of connecting with people. You don't actually have to sit and talk. You can just have them on the computer screen while you're cooking your meal or whatever. And they were even talking about dating. It's like, just have your meal and date through Zoom.
Girl.
Well, Nikki,
Can
I
I
know
just
I've
say
known
something
you.
about
I've known
dating?
Nikki. I've known Nikki for, sheesh, how long have I known you? 20
I don't know. Do we want to tell people?
I've known Nikki for 20 years since we were 2.
Since we were
Exactly.
two.
Since we were 2. That's what it is.
2 years old, right?
We were born in the same hospital right next to each other.
That's right. So, I mean, we've known each other a long time. And I can honestly say me and Nikki have done just that, quite a few times, just driving home. I'll be like, hey, what's up? I'm driving home from work. And we'll just be sitting on there, talk about nothing,
No.
random things that pop up,
No.
But it has always kept that connection. I feel like I know everything that is happening in Nikki's life at any given time because we just share every little random moment that's out there. And
Yeah.
I think it's important to keep that connection. And I hate to lose that just because, we're all quarantined.
Yeah.
So, I think we should just call each other up and be like, what's up? Even if we're not practicing, even if we're not playing, just
I know all
call
of
them and
us.
say hi.
The whole band.
Yeah.
I would love to get a
definitely.
recording of the whole band too, like us zooming and put that up on the podcast, just because, in this state, I think musicians need musicians. And like you said, you're looking at live stuff. You're looking at Biscuit's live stuff. And I'm even looking at stuff that's live right now. And then even the artists that are sitting at home are doing live things. So it's just nice to see that. I mean, even tonight, there's that iHeartRadio Elton John thing, which I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I think it was all pre-recorded. I don't think it's going to be live streaming, but I'm really curious, and maybe we should watch it because from what I hear, the Backstreet Boys are going to be performing separately in their space.
Interesting.
And from what I read, iHeartRadio sent iPhones to some of the artists. I guess some of them are using their own phones, but but iHeartRadio sent iPhones so that they can record themselves for this concert. And again, I don't think it's live. I think they're pre-recorded, and maybe they're just putting it all together. That kind of.
Right.
Nikki, I know you liked what Jason posted on Facebook. I think it was Tamia and Deborah Cox, and they were.
Oh yeah, because I like their singing number one.
Yeah,
but
they were singing-
I did like
Count on
that.
Me. And
Yes.
I don't know how they did it. It looks like they were singing it live, but it may very well be they had the pianist come in and play it, and then they sent it, and then they recorded Tamia, and then she sent it to Deborah, and then Deborah recorded over that. It may very well be something like that. So it might take a little time to do something like that, but it looks live. And
It did.
You never know.
It did look like it took me a second to realize what you're talking about because I've looked at so much social media because that's my main outlet at the moment, and I don't typically do that. iPhones, they'll tell you how much screen time. My screen time has skyrocketed because I mean, what else you gonna do?
When you say that this app that you're looking at does live streaming, where does it live stream? Do you tell it to?
Well, you turn the camera on your actual computer, and it actually live streams you playing or singing or doing whatever. So you're plugging in directly into the interface, and whatever it is you're playing is going directly to the server, and everybody else who is logged in to this particular what do they call it, audio session, whoever is plugged in and invited into the session hears what you are putting in, and so we all hear it live.
So
in our earphones.
It's only audio, right? It's not video.
No, it's video too. Yep, video too.
Oh, it's video too.
The question is, can you actually record it live? I do believe it says you can do recording, and you can invite anybody, to join in, as long as you're friends with them on this app or whatever. You can invite them in. They could be in Australia, and you can invite them into your app and do some sort of collaboration or whatever.
And you can see them.
And yep, you can see them. And record
nice.
The screen. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll send you guys. There's a couple of videos online. If you look up Jam Kazam on YouTube, there's a couple videos on there that show other people. They all have their earphones on, and they're set up in front of their laptop, and they're playing with each other and stuff. So I think it'll be interesting if I can figure out how to get it to work.
Okay. Yeah. So that was really, really good. And thank you for all the information. Gosh, guys, I appreciate you all taking your time, your day. I love you to come on and chat with me and have a recording. And actually, this will be a new thing for Between Frets, having a video podcast, but we're also going to have it on audio. This is going on audio. So it'll be on the digital platforms, the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. So thank you, Dari, and thank you, Nikki. And hopefully we will be able to do this again, right? With the whole band.
That's
Pebble
right.
to Pearl. Wait, say your ending for Pebble to Pearl when we're ending.
What do I say? All right. We are Pebble to Pearl, www.pebbletopearl.com. Please check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reverb Nation, Spotify, iTunes, and like us on YouTube.
Woo! Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I fell all flushed with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt he found my letters and read each one aloud. I prayed that he would feel now, but he just kept right on, just strumming my back with his fingers one time, singing my life with his words 2 times, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. Oh, 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 la 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 la. Oh, la, oh, la. right, we are Pebble to Pearl, www.pebble2pearl.com.